Winter in Wyoming this year seems a bit more traditional in some parts of the state than in recent years. Already the state has experienced one severe cold snap, and those more seasonal snows and temperatures again have the Wyoming Game and Fish Department reminding the public to resist the urge to feed big game animals, some of which may be appearing in and around towns in search of forage. It may feel like the right thing to do to take care of these animals, particularly if they look like they're starving or suffering. But Game and Fish wants to remind people now about the negative consequences of feeding big game animals, particularly deer. The main thing to remember about feeding deer is that their stomachs simply aren't equipped to handle what's being fed to them. A common food many people give deer is alfalfa hay or grain pellets, but the internal structure of the animal takes several weeks to break down hay or hay products. When deer are fed an artificial supplement like grain pellets, corn, or alfalfa, they often end up actually starving to death with a belly full of these foods because their stomachs can't break it down. Feeding draws deer together, which increases the risk of disease transmission, and you might also end up attracting predators to urban areas. Destroyed flower beds and new shrub plantings being chewed up are common too, and fed deer can make the animals more accustomed to humans and roadways, resulting in deer-vehicle collisions, animals being chased by dogs, and the deer becoming more aggressive with people. And large numbers of deer in towns can create bitterness between neighbors who feed deer and those who don't want deer around at all. While nobody wants to see mule deer die from starvation, the impacts to habitat, other species, and the cost to mule deer in the long term needs to be remembered. Feeding deer violates the basic principles of population regulation, and it simply doesn't work. This is Ray Hageman with the Wyoming Game and Fish Department.